to the 2010 Enduro World Championship from Greece. Temperatures soaring and a whopping 46 degrees centigrade soar as the superstars get back to business in the World Championship. So let's have a look and see where we are. The series comes to the heart of the Macedonian-Greek borders here. Maybe it's not the most tourist-friendly part of Greece, but it's surely one of the most authentic and enjoyable. 80,000 lucky people live here in Ceres in Greece, and you'll be quickly bewitched by its Mediterranean way of life. A simply perfect atmosphere for our next Enduro round here in Ceres in Greece. Plenty of kebabs on offer as well. But 46 degrees, really, the talking point here. Here's what you missed over the last 5 GPs of 2010, of various mixes of start. Season started bad for Euro Remes, who gave it up in Spain, a DNF for KTM teammate Johnny Albert in Italy, while Cristobal Guerrero was disqualified in Poland for cheating. In Enduro 1, the championship has been a breeze for Antoine Mayo, though, even if the Frenchman has shown a couple of chinks in his armour so far. In Enduro 2, though, the duel is toughly fought between Ivan Cervantes, the winner of the first meeting, and Mika Ahola. But Cervantes lost points and confidence, whilst Ahola is faster than ever. It's all gossip in the paddock, though. There's still 3 Grand Prix to go, and the mercato, or the transfer market, has never been so agitated. One guy has been all the talk, though. Ivan Cervantes is announcing he's leaving KTM. I didn't have any agreement with KTM anymore. Negotiations are going like that these days. I had several proposals on the table, but Gas was the most interesting for me and for the future. He's the man they call the most valuable rider, and everybody wants Mika Ahola to be in their team next season. Probably the new E2 champion. The Finn could be the most expensive rider in 211.
Next season, I hope I can continue with Honda, with my team, HM Honda. We are still speaking, but I hope we can make a deal.
For sure, one rider like Mika that for all this year is in the top. Sure, our first goal, but the Italian rider too. We will see.
Franco Meyer, HM Honda team manager, has spent a long time on the phone over the last few days. Rumour has it he'll be signing French rider Rodrigue Tan from TM Racing. Former MX3 world champ Pierre-Alexandre René is also a target for most of the big teams after a promising first year in Enduro. Moving on, it's onto the Italian side. Free at the end of the year, Simone Albagioni could leave KTM and finally move to Yamaha in a privateer team. Whereas Italian manufacturer Beta is looking for a rider to compete in the top 5. It's not easy because those who are strong riders are very, very expensive. There are not so many top riders available that are affordable. It's really not very easy. Various atmosphere of riders here. The FIM Enduro World Championship. The employment agency is definitely opened. Antoine Mio is the fastest rider of Friday night's exercise then, the super test, but as you'll see as the days follow on, things never look the same for the French rider. 60 kilometers, that's kilometers, sorry. That's the length of the track the riders will tackle 3 times each day. Most of them know the terrain very, very well. The Enduro World Championship has been here to Ceres in Greece 3 times already and is famous for its 6-day race that was held here in Ceres in 2008. A perfect place for Enduro. Four tests in total come to the riders in this world-famous technical Enduro test of more than 10 minutes. As you can see, the wonderful Greek hills and mountains approaching a terrifically technical circuit, but I think the biggest thing to talk about here for the Enduro riders is the 46 degrees in temperature. Without doubt, the hottest it's been all year as we're on board. The Greek round remains an epic day of endurance Grand Prix racing, but the big news was that E1 leader is missing. Victim of electrical problems in the first transfer, Antoine Meillot must give up, and the stakes of the championship are now shaken up. It's just a bad day. I think tomorrow will be more difficult for me because I couldn't ride today and everything has changed. I must take things slow now. My advantage will be fresher than the others. We'll see how things turn out. Welcome back to the 2010 Enduro World Championships from Ceres in Greece. And we've got action here from you. With Mio out, a new race is beginning in Enduro 1, the small engine class for 250cc 4-strokes. And in the first morning of tricky tests, Frenchman Julien Gauthier is running well, leading the race before slowly falling backwards, finishing finally in 7th place. His compatriot Nicolas de Pauriol, the only Kawasaki rider, is defending a top 5 finish with his typical motocross style in high jumps, proving to be a real test in the Ceres circuit, where he won 6 days in 2008. Results of Matti Sestuola from Finland are improving at each Grand Prix. The Husqvarna second rider is one of the fastest contenders in the risky Enduro test. He's an impressive 4th, but is still more than 30 seconds away from the top 3. In this endless enduro test, Johnny Alba loses time in the morning when his bike swallows an awful lot of water. 10 seconds he lost there, moves himself away from the battle to win, and he finishes 3rd, 18 seconds behind. In Greek fitness, the rider from Cristobal Guerrero is nearly home. He remained unbeatable in the hazardous enduro test, but makes a mistake in the last motocross test by just losing out on 1st position. The Spanish Yamaha rider ends in 2nd place, losing out just by 8.9 seconds. But with Mio out of the E1 competitive running, Euro Remez gets his 2nd victory in the World Championships this year, solid in every section of the wonderful Greek Grand Prix.
It's a little bit hard because it's so warm weather, and I doing a little bit mistake for the last lap, but for the motocross test I try to keep for the speed, and it's last lap I doing so good time for the motocross test.
So the podium then, championship completely changed. 17 points now separate Remez from Mio. In the E2 class, a prudent start of the race for Fabrizio Dini on the beta in the master class. Unfortunately, however, in the rest of the race, the tall Italian worked hard as he could, but only managed 7th place. As for the other Italians, Oscar Belletti is charging in the Enduro test. He finishes in 6th. But 5th, Roderick Tain feels he could go faster, but is handicapped by the dangerous behaviour of his suspension, and preferred not to take too many risks here after the huge crash he had last time out in the GP in Slovakia. Julian Simon testing out his new colours on his Husqvarna while setting up all day. His time's improved, finishing 4th. And he was battling out with this year's best rookie coming from motocross, Pierre-Alexandre René. A special and well-owned podium finish. Third place then going to Pierre-Alexandre René. Tackling the tough Greek terrain there. Mika Ahola is maybe the world's fastest rider in enduro testing. As for all the other Finns, he's moved down by the famous Sisu, who comes here with bravery and tenacity. But like all other Scandinavians, the E2 leader is also suffering from the major heat here in Greece. A small crash drops him, however, from 1st to 2nd place, just 1.25 seconds in total. The 54 minutes. 1.25 seconds behind, so not a lot in it. However, the win in the end went to Ivan Cervantes, who's never lost in Greece. He won the most important victories of career a couple of years ago here. And even Ahola should have been the fastest in these conditions. Cervantes makes difference with grit and determination. 21 points now separate Ahola and Cervantes. After a couple of falls for Bartosz Obluki in the muscle class of E3, the Polish rider is improving, getting 5th place on the 302 strokes on his Husqvarna. As his best results this year. Aaron Bernardes, remarkable, as he's the first privateer rider from this Grand Prix of Greece to take 4th position. And Sebastian Guillaume at his best level. He's fastest in all timing sessions, but had quite a fright in SP3 and preferred to take it easier, leaving 10 seconds in each lap in it, which explains his 3rd place final position. Here we look at Brit David Knight, whose start was quite surprising. He's not only slowed down by a marshal and a stray dog, but even if this race didn't go his way, the title is still open. The E3 leader is 5.11 seconds now off the Saturday winner, finishes 2nd.
I didn't want to push hard, you know, and risk anything. So like the last lap especially, everything sort of come natural and having fun, and didn't push too hard and made good time. So tomorrow should be okay.
How many liters of water today?
It's about 2,000 probably.
Christophe Nambotin, unlucky during the Eastern Europe Tour, still believes his chances are high, and he's hoping for plenty more mistakes from Knight. The Gas factory rider who confirmed his contract with a Spanish manufacturer for next year wins the day, rewarded for his excellent start, even if the bike didn't work completely perfectly. We had a few problems with the bike midday in 2 tests where I lost a bit of time and David could come back, but I'm very happy with the win and I hope to continue to suppress him. So there you see Christophe Nambotin, Frenchman, on the podium. With 8 hours each day on a bike, crashes are just a part of the job for our enduro riders. Today, safety is a priority for all of them, respecting liberty of movement, protections improved and knee protections by most of them.
En Campeonato de España,
In Galicia, the Spanish Championship, I hit a stone strongly with a lot of speed and my body flew up in the air. I landed on my head and luckily I had a neck brace on. It saved me. For 1 second I thought, what would have happened if I didn't have my neck brace on? He is the Endurance World Championship Mr. Security. Each year, Giovanni Sala, the FIM course inspector, walks thousands of kilometers to validate each track. It's normal that in enduro the tests are drawn in a natural area. Sometimes it's not 100% natural, and we can find this is a disadvantage. There are external dangers, and my job is to locate these dangers and inform the organisers to put some protection in place. So in case a rider falls, he won't be injured by it. Here, there was a big hole filled with water. Could have caused big problems, and riders could have been stuck in it, which represents a danger for the rider. I've never seen a big accident because it's more technical than speed in enduro. It's 30 years since I've raced, and I only broke 5 ribs and 1 shoulder. That's it. I must say that after 10 years of motocross, 10 Dakar and 15 years of enduro, 5 ribs and 1 shoulder is maybe a little bit lucky. Join us again. We're just going to take a short break. The racing has never been so crazy in the junior class in the FIM World Endurance Championships. From one day to the next, things have been getting very tasty. The first round was quite conventional, with a tough fight between championship leaders. Frenchman Jeremy Joly was leading, but in the last lap he was caught by Lorenzo Santolini, winning by 12 seconds. On the second day, those 2 young riders are exhausted, however, and each of them start to make mistakes. Santolino first crashes several times and damages the handlebar of his KTM. On his way, Joly passes the checkpoint too late to push him down the order. The unseen situation benefits Antti Helston, however, the hope of young Finnish motorsport.
You know, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. You know, I've never won anything as big as this, and it's absolutely huge for me to do it. So that's what I've always wanted, and I've finally done it now. So I just got to keep doing it for the rest of the year. So it should be good.
That was the hero there, Australian Joshua Green, who won his first ever race. But you know, the second round of the Greek event, each day is different. The programme is still the same, but you'll see different tracks in each class. The heat has definitely made this the toughest round of the 2010 season. It was a crazy day, as you can see from the bloody jersey of Italian rider Maurizio Michelus. He unfortunately had to give up due to the injury. But a pure motocross style from Nicolas Daparai manages to take him to 7th and loses 2 positions toward the end. Matti Sestuola is 5th, rewarded for his consistency. 4th now in the EWC standings. And the 2 Frenchmen setting a high rhythm during the second day. Euro Remers, the winner from the day before, doesn't manage to follow him this time. And he's even caught by Cristobal Guerrero at the end of the race. Remers is the Finnish Motocross Championship, and he beats Guerrero for the win by 69 hundredths to take 3rd position. For the victory, however, we find again the exciting duel we had at the glimpse of the start of the season. Johnny Aubert is fighting with Antoine Mayo, relaunching in the race for the title. Albert takes a risk in enduro testing, but in his second lap he loses a few seconds that he's not able to get back. Albert is 2nd behind Antoine Mayo, physically fresher than the others after the DNF the day before. Miro pushed as hard as he could to get his 7th win of the year, however, and after 3 anxious rounds here in Greece and in Poland, the strategy is all of a sudden changing for Antoine Mio, the E1 Championship leader.
Je vais plus attaquer comme j'ai fait par le passé, donc je vais
Mio says, I will not
essayer de
attack like I
rester
did
sur mes
before.
gardes, pas
I'll have to be more careful, try not to fall, and take the maximum points for the remainder of the rounds. You know how to do it to be careful? He needs to be, he says. So the standings then, Antoine Mio leads by 22 points from Euro Remes in a close championship. We're going to have a look here on Valtteri Salonen's onboard camera. The Finn riding on the factory Husaberg 450 here in SP2. The natural extreme test here in Greece. The cocktail of hot temperatures, ruts and jumps is an absolute nightmare for suspensions and riders. We're about to see here Roderick Tyne. Here we see him, number 5. His rear choke doesn't last long as he has to give up to the tough terrain. But the bad luck has nothing compared to the mistake made by Evan Chimentes and the KTM team. The team actually told him a wrong checkpoint time, and the Spaniard did not verify the information. He passes the check time 3 minutes too early and gets a penalty of 3 minutes. His teammate Thomas Aldrati, who followed him too, also ruined by the silly mistake.
It is
now very hard for the championship for me. Mika has a lot of points behind him, but there's still Turkey and France to go. Mathematically, I can still win the championship, I know that, and it's still open, but I'm very disappointed. Joachim Lundgren's season has certainly been hard since he's entered the senior class, but during his second day in Greece, things are going a lot better for the best Husaberg factory rider. He finishes in 4th place. Aldrati's penalty benefits rookie Pierre-Alexandre René. KTM France rider is 3rd and steals the Italians 3rd place in the championship overall by 2 points. The battle be now wild and manic for the final podiums of the E2 class. Day by day, the results of Juha Salminen are improving, and the bike is too. Even if the Husqvarnas and the BMW engines doesn't seem yet at a level of KTM's or Honda's, Juha Salminen's riding style is certainly a talking point. There's a big gap between 2nd and 1st, 1 minute 39 seconds with Cervantes penalised. Mika Ahola gives himself a lonesome victory, getting closer and closer to a new world crown.
In the end, I win easily, and even if we count off those 3 minutes from Ivan, he still was slower than me, so I'm really happy for today.
So then we see them on the podium. Mika Ahola's advantage is now 30 points. It's tightened for 3rd position between KTM riders René and Aldrati, though. He was pretty shy at the start of the year, but transfer market is now open, and Bartosz Obloki is pushing on the world scene. The Polishman is 3rd on this demanding day. He precedes German champion Markus Kerr, who finishes in 4th place. Sebastian Guillaume had to fight with Oblaki at the end of the day to preserve his result. Husqvarna rider ends a nice 2nd place to get closer to that final podium position. Like the day before, Christophe Nambotin is riding at 100%, aiming for victory. But as we've seen with this Greek terrain, it's demanding, and Nambotin's rear choke suspension breaks on his last lap. His 2nd DNF is certainly too much to try and chase for the world crown now, because it's the same time that David Knight goes towards a comfortable E3 win with 1 minute 19 seconds. The happy leader of the championship, reconfirmed by KTM for next year, reminds his adversary that preserving mechanics is the basis of enduro.
You know, I was trying to be safe yesterday and today. Go fast, but just don't take the risks with the bike. And it's real difficult. You want to go faster, you know, you want to jump everything, but something inside tells no. First race of the year, then for sure you do it. But now for me, it's okay.
David Knight, the Brit, if he keeps his gap during the next event, Knight can become world champion in the GP, whereas the battle for second place is still open with Nambotin Albajoni injured after a finger injury, and Guilan. So that's the end here of this magazine programme for the FIM World Enduro Championships from Theresienstadt in Greece, with championships wide open and some tightening up a little bit. The tough terrain and the warm heat is sure to continue at the next event, the penultimate Grand Prix of the 2010 Maxis FIM Enduro World Championships in Turkey. For now though, that's it from me. I've been Steve Day. Join us again. Thank you.